So I guess I'm gonna continue my series of yesterday, but switch to like different people, just like my opinions. They're just my opinions. Just because I happen to think a certain way doesn't mean like it's fact. But so yesterday was more like internet shit that doesn't really affect my real life day to day. Uh, Today actually kind of bleeds into like real life. Um, so this lady is Debbie Willis Hasenauer, um, which even though I didn't do anything but stand up for myself, try to get an apology from my mom, and try to return property of theirs that was at my house because we used to rent property to them. It's like real, Uh, her husband was a former friend of the family, actually, until all this shit. So some bullshit went down with property, and you they're not even the ones that did us the worst. Like the ones that did us the worst was my brother, Robert Edward Lowe. So anyway, let's just start from the top, and I'm just gonna read, like, I am. This shouldn't take too long. Some of these are like blurred pictures, or and yeah, I did engage, like I did react or whatever. So it'll be pretty simple to figure out like which one I am, and I'll say like which one I am. But anyway, they start off saying, This is me pretty much just documenting like what I'm dealing with this shit, because there's some very specific threats or wishes, something to induce panic. They know they did wrong because they quickly shut the fuck up, and then they quickly blocked me. So I find it funny. Like they're the ones that like said they wished me and my family got blown up in the house, but we have had problems with the gas connection. Like anyway, so they start out saying, "Hey, don't be putting my family's name on your Facebook videos. We don't have any connections to you or your family, nor do we have any need to talk to you today, tomorrow, future. Never. So please stop." I go on to say, First Amendment. God damn it. This really ain't too long. Like you see me scrolling, but it's like some pictures in here too. Pictures of the house like before they moved in. Um, so I say First Amendment. I invited people to see me if they wished. That's all. You could have showed my mom, who is a member of the handicapped community, and your kid's former landlord respect by talking to her last time you were at our house. Have a blessed night and a blessed day. I do find it funny you give a shit what I do. You must look at my page every day. This is talking about Facebook. Goes on to say, get off your soapbox. You and this member of the handicapped community, it's undeniable. Like, my mom's missing a leg. She's in a wheelchair all day. She has a prosthetic leg, but she's not that mobile anymore. She's going to be 66 in March. Uh, you and this member of the handicapped community, you throw around like it's candy. If someone looks at your mom cross-eyed, you automatically say you're abusing someone in the handicapped community. Please. I don't think these people ever lived with anyone that was physically or mentally handicapped. They don't know. I didn't know. I didn't know until it hit home. Literally hit home. Someone just texted me and informed me once again you were putting my name in your family issue me video. It's kind of funny. She once told me like, "You didn't do your grammar right," and that makes no sense. You have no clue, dude. And I go on to say, did Kyle and Katie get that last AEP bill paid because they left it unpaid? It was in their name, though. They also didn't pay the last water bill. This is shit in black and white. Like, that's what's good about you feel you feel something's a certain way. It's good to have black and white proof. Um, the water bill happened to be in my mom's name, though. It's all good, though. We sold the house. No more headaches and stress from tenants. What they did with their electric bill is really no concern of yours. Really, see ya. Yeah. Yeah, well, I have a First Amendment right, and as long as I don't threaten people or lie about them, like saying they were a sex offender, but isn't defamation of character, then I can and will say whatever I want. You will be the last person to shut me up. Goes on to say, wait and see, chump. I go on to say, tell whoever watches my page every day to get off my nuts because my pubic hair is getting stuck in their teeth and it stings when that happens. I don't even remember. Fuck. I don't even remember saying some of this shit. It doesn't shock me. It does sound like something that I'd say, like smartass. Um, Want to make a court appearance? I am game. I will put a restraining order on you. That's them threatening to put a restraining order on me. You are a true sicko. No wonder your family disowns you. Oh, okay. My family is here. My mom's here. My dogs are here. Just because I disowned my brother, I disavow and disown my brother. I did that when I was like fucking 20 something years old. How old am I? I'm gonna be 39 in February. How old am I? What's my age again? Um, I say you can't put a restraining order on me, but if you want to, try. You could do a protection order like my brother did. And do whatever you want to do. And they go on to say, I don't need a protection order. Well, they just threatened putting a restraining order on me. See, this is like when I see people on the internet like try this bullshit. Uh, like I deal with this shit in real life too. Just leave my family name out of your mouth. Now there's your warning. Alrighty. Well, I hope when I'm your age that I have better things to do, or at least my insomnia will get better and I can rest at normal hours more and take that warning any way you please. Okay. And I ask, why didn't Kyle come and talk to his landlord? Why did he send you? So like these people that I like, it's kind of past, you know, we already paid bills for them. We already had like uh, destruction of property. We already went through that shit. I offered these people $500 for a half hour or an hour's worth of their time if they wanted to. I would have taken it up. Goddamn, like $500 for a half hour. Holy shit! I mean, if you're gonna live life and you do what you do and you're gonna take up for your family, uh, I'll, I would have no problem getting on camera, especially if someone's going to pay me. Oh yeah, Cash App and PayPal link in the bio. That's sarcasm. Um, so I asked, why didn't Kyle come speak with the landlord? They say, now see, bud, it's called working for a living. Renting out property didn't work. Dealing with people like this didn't work. Okay. Um, I say that doesn't make sense, and I do work. They say, stop living in the past, dude. It's water under the bridge. Get over it. Let it go. No, it's not water. It's not water under the bridge. That's my childhood home. It'll never be water under the bridge. It will never be. Went through too much shit that they were fucking um, aware of before we even had problems with them and trying to work with them. And I go on to say, a tenant should see their landlord in person, not send their mom or stepmom or whatever you are to him. It's not water under the bridge. They go on to say, makes no sense. You are the one who throws out insomnia. Wow. Yeah, they're just getting real butthurt right now. I'm just saying, this bitch is like 60 something, 50 at least. I don't know exactly how old she is. But all I was saying is, I suffer from insomnia. You know, I hope when I'm her age that I have better things to do than argue with people on Facebook, but also say they're not worth my time. But I'm giving them a lot of my time. Okay. So I'll go on to say, I'm just kind of like, they're kind of, they're kind of just bouncing around, and they're telling me they're going to put a restraining order on me, and then I'm like, okay. So anyway, I just start going off the hinge. Like, okay, I'm like, well, eat shit like Gigi Allen. Uh, I can send you a link of Gigi Allen if that confused you. He really ate his own shit. I'm just kind of trying to defer the situation right now because if y'all don't, I don't know. I'm not even gonna get into that. What my brother did, but my brother is worse than. Well, he might not be worse, but he's on the same level as Gigi Allen. And he said, "No, it didn't confuse me because it's your family in that video. That explains the smell of shit in your home." And yeah, getting to that, yeah, my brother did urinate and defecate all over the fucking house. Tried to get it to where, like, I don't know. I was kind of shocked anyone would want to rent that house after that, but they seemed interested. Anyway, I'm like, you mean my childhood home that Kyle and Katie ruined by letting dogs shit and piss on the carpet constantly? They didn't answer that. They go on to say, at first I thought it was your bedside commode. He said, no, like the one your brother shit on and his animals. That is true, but yeah, they didn't really help matters. They got that house well enough to where, like, wow, there was a little bit of improvement. They got in there with the reduced rent. They were supposed to make uh, they were supposed to put effort into improving the house, possibly get it to where they get the house on land contract. So instead of just renting, they were paying payments to eventually own it. It never got to that point because, yeah, like, this is just advice for anyone. If you're going to be late with a payment, okay, like, fuck these companies. Everybody does it. At least everyone that doesn't have money to wipe their ass with. Everyone kind of like shifts priorities. Like, I can let this bill go for a month. I'll pay these bills. and I'll pay these bills, and then I'll let everybody does it. But when you're dealing with real people, like we're not rich, we don't have a bunch of homes. We had that smaller one. Yeah, it's, there. There's just been a lot of issues with shit, money, and this money brings out the worst in people. It's disgusting. Um, then they say that the carpet in that house was purchased like when my dad built that house. Like, no, that house was recarpeted like in one some year, like in 2000 something. That house was uh that house was built in like 1977, 1978, maybe a little bit before that, maybe 1975. I was born in 1982, so uh, um they say, "Come on now." Wait, I say, "Come on now." I've got the video of the shape they left it in too. They weren't as bad to that house as my brother. I'm being admittedly trying to be as honest as I can. It's hard to be 100% honest when you're in an argument. It's hard to be 100% honest when you're defending family, but also being honest about other members of your family. Yeah. Yeah, I said something like that carpet is not from 1977. Then they put like I it can't be this lady. And that's what's fucked up is like whoever's using this could have seriously gotten this lady in some trouble. I mean, really, like they could have. Like if I would have went to the cops, been like, there's been some threats. God damn it! I keep on fucking moving this phone, and then it resets the whole thing. Okay, past that, past that, past that, past that, past that. Okay, you tripping? I seen your video, 1980. I'm not sure exactly which video they're talking about, but he put new carpet in it in early 2010s. It was something around 2000 something or 2010 something. Said no, he didn't. My in-laws lived in that house many years before 2010. That carpet was there. No, you're full of shit. Like these are things that can be proven. You fucking dumb bitch. Now the house is being gutted and renovated and sold. Uh, I say, oh well, okay. Well, I have the receipts. Have fun being so bored with your life that you have to talk to me at 3 a.m. I'm putting them down. I'm putting myself down it too. Like if I'm such a psychopath and like my words don't merit any validation, then why even engage in banter with me? Why not just come down and like talk to the landlord, like my mom, like apologize to her, or if you have a discrepancy with her, bring it up with her. Okay, so I go on to say, she says, okay, whatever, just leave our names out of your videos. No, no. I talk about my life. They were involved in my life. If they didn't want to be involved in my life, then they would not have been. I live in a small town where people judge you on your political alignment, on your religion, mainly Republican and Catholic. If you're not Republican and Catholic, you're a devil worshiper. You're just like this worst piece of shit ever. But like they're friends with my brother, who is a self-admitted priest in the Church of Satan, uh, a so-called white supremacist. but when he hung out with real skinheads, he got his ass whooped. Anyway, okay, so I go on to say, if I'm nothing and a piece of shit, well, it doesn't matter what I say. Like, really, I mean, you know, why even engage in a discussion or why even care if someone says one minor thing on a Facebook post that basically no one's going to see except for the people? Like, it's hard to say spying when you're putting shit on the internet, but yeah, I mean, not too many people see my shit. It's like I'm not that entertaining. So like these are people trying to cover their own asses and kind of like, I hope no one hears about what we did. Like, I really don't give a fuck if I alienate myself. Like, I've been alienated most of my life. So that's why I love my dog so much. Um, so if I'm nothing and a piece of shit, what doesn't matter what I say? Me being a piece of shit, you should have no concern what I say because I'm such a big piece of shit. Everybody knows I'm lying anyway. It's sarcasm. Like, if I'm such a piece of shit, if I say something, someone's like, "Wow, did that really happen?" Like, they could just say, like, "No, he's lying." It's pretty easy. So I'm saying you're coming off a little defensive. Now tell them to sue me because they threatened to put a restraining order on me. So like, let's really do it. Like, come on. So if I feel the need to talk about a situation or the people that had put me in a situation, then I will. It's my therapy. And then I send them links to my live. Yeah, I send some more shit, like, like, "Hey, here's all the times, like, I talked about your family." Like, but I would have no reason to talk about your family. Debbie Willis has an hour. This is real life shit. I'm done with internet shit. That was yesterday, and I'm done with it today. All I have to do is not go into people's shit that I don't agree with, and I don't have to worry about what they do. I took a day to discuss that, and well, it took like a couple days, but after I gathered some information, I'm done with that. That's internet. I'm on to real life now. Just kind of documenting a chat in case it ever does come to a point where I do have to go to court. I'm just letting people know, like, I'm not gonna, hey, Cash App and PayPal link in the bio. Send me money. I'm just playing. Very sarcastic person I am. Yoda talk. Uh, yeah, I'll just say people the hassle of informing you when I go live. Also, I did not say your family's name. And I sent the video where supposedly I'm talking about all this shit, but you know, when I'm talking about some shit, I'll admit it. Okay, someone's electric bill is no business of yours. I'm telling you as of today, videos better stop with my name and my family's name. Okay, well, electric bills on properties that make it difficult for members of the handicapped community to improve property that was damaged by other people. Yeah, it is a concern of mine when I'm not legally, but everyone knows I'm the caregiver. Like, I'm the one that puts in physical labor to try to keep this train rolling. So I send the video of the live again from Facebook asking, watch it. Did I say anybody's name? No, no, I did not. Actually, it was my business because now who had to deal with that past due bill? That's what I just said. Basically, we get that electric. We have to get that electric back up. We had to get that reconnected. We had to get that, and there were kids in there. Like, they had kids, like, where they didn't pay the water bill, they didn't pay the electric bill. That kind of makes us look bad as landlords. Like, yeah, it wasn't included. It wasn't included with rent, but still, it makes it look bad on us too. Because like, say CPS was called, uh, they don't have electric, they don't have water. Then the parents get all defensive, like, well, The landlord. Da, 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 da. So yeah, it is my business. Okay. I'm just informing them or whoever that bill was not paid, will not be paid by us. You know, I'm just letting them know, like, hey, you got a debt with AEP. We ain't bailing you out. Fuck you. And they say, dude, you're fried. Like, oh, I'm fried because I have fucking proof, like black and white proof of this shit. Okay. There's someone else there now. If there are possessions there that need to be picked up, wanted or needed, you can let me know and I will relay a message to who is there now. I'm not saying who is there now. If you're curious without wanting to ask me, then check courthouse documents and the name will come up eventually. Not sure how long it takes for names to switch on courthouse documents, but eventually it won't be my mom, and I'm just trying to help. If they want some of that stuff back, I'm explaining how to go about doing that. And they say they have nothing there, being gone for almost 2 years now. Uh, eh, now it's getting to be about 2 years. It wasn't 2 years a few months ago, you know. Anyway, don't you think someone would have contacted the owner about said possessions? Move on. Hey, that was my point exactly. So when we sold that house and I go up there and they got a computer there still, they got kids' toys there still. And I try to contact this lady, like, hey, we sold that house. Y'all got some shit up here. Do you want it back? That's it. And like, oh, okay, cool. So like the kids' toys and stuff can go to other children, and I can take that computer and know this isn't the computer I'm using. Like that computer's still up there. Possibly it was given back. I don't know. We're not the owners anymore, so maybe they got the computer back. I hope they did, and I hope the kids got their toys back. You fucking piece of shit parents. Uh, so I say, oh, that's awesome. Thanks, for the computer. I've been holding on to it until someone showed my mom respect, and which never happened. But now I learned kids get some new toys and I get a new computer. That's awesome. Thank you. And then they say, you must have a case of the squatters. Do they vibrate? If so, pleasure yourself. That was actually kind of funny because, there's like big wheels and stuff up there. That was definitely their kids. So they don't give a shit about getting their kids' toys back. I hate people like this. And I go on to say, since no possessions need picked up, I'm going to put you on ignore now. Not blocked, but on ignore. They say, do what you got to do. The electric bill is no concern of yours. Again, I kind of explained why the electric bill was a concern of ours. And they go on to say, why don't you allow comments on your lives, afraid of the truth, and for people to see how crazy you are and the continuous exaggeration? I didn't really answer that. I just sent him a video of Twisted ha ha ha. um, then they go on to bring my mom into it. Your mother apparently didn't have a gag reflex in any of her pie holes. 'Cause look what came out of her. You laughing, crying emoji, and then wilted roses. I don't know what the wilted roses means, but then they tell me to go do a Facebook Live. This is after I told them like I was just going to put them on ignore. And then they bombard me with like 15 straight messages. Uh, you say don't worry about poor little old me. Who the fuck said anything about you being cracked out, paranoid? Not me. There you go, exaggerating. Stress caused by family. Ha ha ha. You so silly. Get over it, boy. This can't be this fucking lady. It has to be one of her kids. Uh, this shit was almost 2 years ago. Let it go. Stop dwelling on the past. No matter, no wonder you are the way you are. You can't let it go. Grow the fuck up. Okay. If anyone's just gonna let, like, if your mom or any member of your family is handicapped and you're gonna let people take advantage of them, you're a fucking giant piece of shit, and you should probably off yourself. Like people like me trying to stick up for people that are defenseless, frail in a wheelchair from people like this, hats off to you. Maybe someone needs to check on her. Do you want some assistance? Yeah, we need help. My mom could use some company, like people her age, or maybe just sit and talk and watch TV with. I spend a lot of time with my mom, but at the same time, just like I kind of need to hang out with people my own age, possibly get a chick. Uh, my mom could kind of do the same. Like she could stand to hang out with some people. Like she could possibly stand to have a boyfriend or a husband. I don't know. So yeah, admittedly, we could use some help. I believe anybody who is a member of the handicapped community, whether you're handicapped yourself, whether you're a caregiver or just a relative that's struggling with the depression of seeing someone you love struggle, yeah, we can use some help, especially around this time of year, any time of the year. And who in the hell asked you or any of your so-called friends or family to pay someone's electric bill? That was kind of like insinuated. Like that was kind of like, you didn't pay the bill. So like kind of putting us in a limbo state of like there needs to be electric in the house to do improvement, and you made it to where on that property there's a debt with AEP. So yeah, um, where's your brain? Oh, you left it in Kansas. That's what they said to me. And then they sent pictures of the house before they moved in. But I got video and witnesses of like the shape the house was in after they left. After they left, it's just pictures, pictures, pictures. Um, and then they say, go and make comments on your own videos, but once again, don't allow anyone to comment back. I mean, I don't. Maybe they're right. I don't know. Sometimes this live shit confuses me. Your brother Robert said for you to go eat a bag of dicks. He said you should know what he is talking about. Yeah, my brother molested me. I lost my innocence to my brother at the fucking with a gun. I was like 8 years old. Uh, so that's cool. Not only do they make fun of handicapped people, they make fun of fucking victims of child molestation. They're great. These people are great. Uh, Go and ask if anyone's seen your brother to relay a message to him for him to contact you. Well, I've seen him and delivered your message. Then you go and try to say that I promote child sex abuse. Yeah, I mean they're nah, dog. You got me confused. Like this can't be a fucking grandma named Debbie. And all their profile picture is like, oh, this person died. Yeah, okay. Well, let's see what happens. Like, let's see if anyone has like depression to the point where they try to kill themselves with drugs from that death. I hope it doesn't happen, but it does happen. But I'm not going to get into that. I'm not going to try to put pressure on them to fucking like basically steal property or waste their time or waste their resources, waste their energy. I'm not going to get into that. Uh, okay, so I go on to say the fact if you really know my brother proves you're an evil person. Like, yeah, anyone that aligns with my brother takes up for him after what he's done, I view as an evil person. I say birds of a feather flock together. You don't hate that anything happened to me. You know what you're doing. Basically, I'm saying they know what they know by sending what that message they sent me. They know the effect it would have on someone who's a victim. Your intent was to break me down. Keep associating and taking up for my brother. See where it gets you. Let's see where it got us. And I go on to call her scum. What I mean by that is, I never really voted for helping my brother after my dad's death, but I can't control what other family members do. And yeah, I hope what I've went through, no one else goes through. When people die and basically just people get in a lawyer's office and act like they give a shit, but in reality, they're just wanting money. I go on to say, you said things made me feel like you have contact with him. Good luck with your friendship. And nope, seen him in Ashland at a gas station with some girl. I was like kind of get a little frustrated. I'm like, you just stay on Facebook 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You're like me in 2006. Yeah, I was 24 at that time, and it was probably more MySpace back then. But only difference is I don't have kids or grandkids. Don't you have anything more important to do? Your whole family's fucking scum. Yeah, that's an observation. That's not a threat. And after all this shit, after all the things they've said, and they say haven't said one word to defend your brother, so don't know where you're getting that. Then I say, okay, backtrack it. You are scum. Come apologize to my mom, and I'll make a public apology to you. So I'm telling them, come make a private apology to my mom. I'll make a public apology, like on my Facebook, since like a whole fucking 7 people watch my Facebook, and like probably 4 or 5 of them are 4 or 5 of them are their family. Then I go on to say, I'll never bring her family up again. Come apologize to my mom in private. I'll make a public apology, and I'll never bring your all's name up again. We could even write it out in contract. Then they say, I don't know your mother an ounce of my time, idiot. Well, they're putting a lot of time into this situation just by engaging with me. And they kind of like already pissed me off at this point. So I'm engaging back a little more. And I'm like, yes, you do. And you'll regret not giving her that ounce of time. That ounce is a measurement of weight. I think you mean a second, fucking retard. Seconds measure time, ounces measure weight. It's grade school shit. And then they go on to say, why would I need to talk to your mom? Explain. And I say, get off Facebook and read a book. And they say, I didn't rent that place, so why would I need to talk to your mommy? And I said, I wasn't your landlord or owner of home. You never talked to her. So you never was. I own my own home, so I wouldn't be renting from your mommy. Yeah, they have a point, but they're doing a lot of talking for their kids. So if their kids ain't gonna do anything, and she's the one that comes down to return the keys and just be like, "Oh, it's done." Yeah, I gotta work with what I gotta work with. If anyone has anything to do with the care, or just like just being a good family member, like if someone's gonna shit on people that have a tough time going to the bathroom, like goddamn, like her life's tough enough. Her life is tough enough. I go on to tell her she's a dirty hag. You and Vince don't own shit. Why did you come down for Kyle and Katie? Why don't Kyle and Katie come talk to their landlord? She goes on to say, you need to pull yourself off your mama's tit and go be a productive citizen and stop mooching from your mom. There's a little bit of truth in that. Undeniably, yeah. In a perfect world, I could leave the house and my mom wouldn't need any help, and I could just do what I do and then come back after 8 to 12 hours and things be cool. It ain't like that. Again, people that don't have family members that are handicapped don't know. I didn't know. I will emphatically state until it happened to us, I didn't. I didn't know. I really didn't. Uh, it's it's more than I ever expected. And the main thing that like fucks with me most is like I see her struggle, man, and like there's not much I can do about it. Cause like if I just do everything for her, that's gonna fuck with her depression. She's not gonna feel self sufficient. She's not gonna feel like it's fucked up. Uh, and she goes on to say, "How you gonna live when your mommy's check is gone?" Oh, that's right. You live off the system. Uh, I say, "Have a nice day, scum." They call me a moocher. I go on to say what you want. You choose to align with my brother. That's all it needs to be said. You know, when my dad died, I had $20,000 and nothing but $100 bills and $50 bills. And if I wanted to, I could have just gotten away from my mom. Instead, I stayed and helped. They haven't lived there for almost 2 years, and you're still barking like a chihuahua. I'll be barking until I'm fucking dead. I'm a dog. Woof woof. Okay, here's where I'm gonna start censoring shit just to save people. Um, like I don't want to put anyone like people I respect, people that have helped. I'm not gonna put on blast. Why would I? Okay, this is where she gets a little confused because she's like thinking that like some people bought this shit from an auction and like these aren't family friends. So they go on to say that house was sold like in a tax auction, which it wasn't. It was real close. It was really close. Lucked out. But I'm not going to say the person's name. Um, so they're going on to say that money belongs to my mom. Uh, you know, yeah. I mean, we could sell this house possibly for about 250,000. Own it outright. Don't have any tax problems. You know, but hey, whatever. The house wasn't yours. I'm like, yeah, it was. It's my childhood home. That house will always be mine. Like whether it's in, you know, in memory, I am connected to that house. I didn't move around a lot when I was a kid. So I have that one house I grew up in. I have this house I've lived in since. And I've kind of scattered for a few months here and there, couch surfing some places, but family's real important to me. And for some reason, I always felt like a need to come back here and try to help. It's kind of confusing. I got a junkie for a brother, and it's just fucked up a lot of shit. Uh, so they're going on to say they seen the property deed. Okay, good. Yeah, they're accusing me of stealing my mom's money. It's funny. Again, the day after my dad died, I contributed 20,000. Like, yeah, we fuck did it again. This is going on like this is more of this shit than I thought. Okay, here we go. It's almost done. Okay. So I'm basically asking them like, fuck this messaging bullshit. We're taking too much time messaging. Just come down and get on video. Let's discuss this. They ask me why, and I tell them like, like, yeah, I disown my brother. It's not the other way around. And they go on to say like talking about like, you know, person X is not blood family. Yeah, we're sometimes family that isn't blood is better than family that is blood. It sucks to find that out, but it happens. In the heat of the moment, some of these messages, I'm just saying words, as she is too, or whoever the fuck I'm talking to. That's why I was wanting to get like behind the camera and do this shit, because like I don't even know who the fuck I'm talking to on this profile. Like this lady can't be sending all these messages, but they're doing it on her profile. And some of the threats they've sent, like, can kind of whatever. I go on to basically call them all scum, which is an observation. It's not a threat. And I guess I kind of starting to piss her off. They're like, listen, I don't socialize with your dumbass brother. Your whole fucking family is nuts and off their rocker. Yeah, she is 100% correct on that. We are fucking nuts. I am fucking nuts. And they say that we're scum and use trash. Okay, well, if we're scum and use trash, then why would you rent property off of us? Yeah, go rent property off someone that's an upstanding member of society. Yeah, they bring my mom up again. Uh, go smell your mom's cunt like you always do when she's sleeping. I don't do that. That's just that one's pretty easy. I don't do that. Now if a chick leaves her panties here, yeah, I might smell some used panties, but yeah, they ain't my mom's. Like my mom's 60 something. I like bitches in their 20s and 30s. Um, and I go on to say like, yeah, we're still owed money from that last water bill. Like if you want to get down to technical terms, have a nice day. I tell them to have a nice day. They say call it even from all that trash cleaning that was done before they moved in. No, that's incorrect because they first moved in. We paid some water bills, reduced rent. That was part of the deal. Uh, just know as that house is being gutted, we are uncovering damage Robert did. We're also uncovering and documenting the negligence and damage Kyle and Katie did to that house too. Me and Person X are cool. That house is still in our family because Person X is family. It's fucking 100% true. And they call me nuts. They say like I self-admittedly said like that house isn't ours, but it's still my childhood home. I'm still connected to that house, and Person X is family. Uh, and they're saying like something can be done. Well, karma. This person died in your family after you're shitting on someone that's a member of the handicap community. Yeah, I'm throwing that term again. Uh, Karma. There you go. Maybe you wouldn't have this death, or maybe this death wouldn't affect you to where you have to plaster. That's something I hate. Is sometimes when they're like, "Oh, this person died, and I'm sad. Here's my one picture with them." Kind of like people with kids. They're not in their kid's life anymore, and they're just like, "Oh, I love my kids so much. CPS took my kids. I have two pictures of them. Let me plaster it on Facebook 1,700 times." 17. Um, Yes, but I send them twisted ha 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 because by this point I'm just like, man, fuck you, motherfuckers. I'm talking about Person X. I'm not going to get into that. I didn't make any, you know. And if anyone's curious, you know, I have this. I've screenshotted this whole fucking chat, posted it on Facebook, posted it on Instagram. I'm reading it, like, you know, I'm reading 90% of the messages. I'm leaving out some that I did. I'm leaving out some that she did. It just doesn't make sense because this video is going way too long. I'm glad I'm not either on either of those Streamlab or StreamYard shits. I go on to say Person X is considered family. They sent me a screenshot of the deed with the courthouse where, you know, I'm like, they're not breaking news to me. Like, uh, they go on to say that I'm stupid, plain and simple. First of all, they don't socialize with anyone from my trash family. Once again, I'm stupid. I seen your brother at a gas station in Ashland. Relayed a message from you, plain and simple. Do you not know how to fucking read? Secondly, you say bring him to me. I don't recall a bounty. Would you like me to hog tie him and kidnap him? Okay, stupid. Third, I don't owe anyone an apology, so stop being stupid. I dropped the set of keys off. It does not matter who they. Yeah, it does. Because like, what if I am this piece of shit that they state the last known person at that address? That's why if you're a tenant or you're representing a tenant, always go back to the landlord. Like, if you just give the keys to me, what if I am this piece of shit that they say I am? And I just didn't say, like, hey, they're still up there, you know? Um, Proof of address, proof with paying bills, you know, that shit wasn't changed for a while. So technically, I could have went up there, fucked up the property, and blamed it on them. I didn't do that because I'm not this piece of shit that they claim that I am. They returned the owner's keys. No, they didn't. They gave the owner's keys to me. Luckily, I was honest. I didn't, you know, whatever. So, okay, this is where I get into them. This is where I get into offering $500 for them to come down and talk for a half hour, an hour on camera. Yeah, that was the stipulation on camera because, like, by this point, I was willing to pay $500 to have them come down and embarrass themselves on camera because I'm just fucking livid at this point, and I wanted to disgrace them, and I still do. The offer's off the table though. Like, I could pay him, but it ain't even worth it to me right now. I ain't that pissed about it. Uh, Still pissed about it, but not to the point where I'm gonna spend five. Like, if I'm gonna spend $500 for someone's time, only a half hour, an hour, and I'm probably gonna get my dick wet. Da, da, da. So we're talking about Person X right now. I respect them, so I'm gonna skip over at. If I'm halfway reading this to see if like I threaten them back. I don't think I ever did, but if I did, I'll admit to it right now. Because if it does come to the point where this shit goes to a court, which it probably won't, I highly doubt it will. Especially with how I'm like talking about it on here. Um, okay, if you don't socialize with members of my family, then how and why were you talking with my brother? Self admittedly, you contradict yourself a lot. Sorry, am I using too many multi-syllable words for you to comprehend? That's me to them. They go on to say, I'm a lonely person and they're going to pray for me. Yeah, I'm kind of lonely. I don't need people to pray for me. And this is where they get into saying $500. Bah ha ha. That is pocket change. No contradiction here. Once again, I said I seen your brother, not hang out or have any fucking contact whatsoever. Get it through your fucking brain cells that are left. Maybe check your fucking spelling, illiterate motherfucker. This is where you get into like messages that induce panic and are meant to mentally harm people. Your whole family can go fuck off and die. Now, I called them scum. Self admittedly, I called them scum. They called us trash, whatever. Okay. But I never wish death upon anybody. This is where karma comes in and plays. This person, their profile picture is them with a dead person. And they're acting all sad like they give a shit, yet they only have one picture with them. They choose to put that as their profile picture. Like, oh, feel sorry for death in the family. Like, even though, like, just a month before, uh, you're wishing death upon a frail woman in a wheelchair. They say your whole family can go fuck off and die. I hope your fucking house explodes with you and your whole family in there. Parts be splattered. Yeah, bicep emoji. And I, but like, it'll flip my camera and I'll have to fucking like go through the whole. And they ask me, why don't I go walk the streets and stop being a pussy, go out beyond my property? I leave my property like every fucking day. And I go live sometimes on Facebook, like letting people know, like, hey, y'all have a problem. I'm not at my house right now. Uh, they say, send me a message talking about my green stained teeth. It might be from the kratom. I don't know. I go in to say, you won't come down and speak with us on camera for an hour when I'm offering $500. It speaks volumes, and I don't need you to pray for me. I walk my dogs daily, go on bike rides, volunteer for litter prevention, but I can leave now. You want to come on the north end, north side neck row in the house? Whoop whoop. We could meet on the riverbank if you'd like to have a discussion, but again, I'm not the one you should talk to. All of you owe my mom an apology. And I ask him, "Do you want me to take a cab to you?" I don't mind to do that. Let me know you're quick to respond on other shit. Not let him know, like, you fucked up when you fucking like you said like you want to watch our body parts splatter when we're having problems with their gas. Like, this is where karma comes in and plays. Like they're wishing death on a frail woman in a wheelchair. Um, I hate to say it, but I'm glad this person died. Yeah, it's karma. Maybe they'll learn. Don't wish death on people in a fucking wheelchair. No threats were made. And then, I had to fucking like send the messages back of like, yeah. If they're not threats, they are malicious messages that induce panic. This is if I wanted to, which my police department really isn't that big of a help. That's why it's just a waste of time. So that's why I'm taking policing this matter into my own hands. And I ask him like, I can leave now. Where would you like to meet? I went live when I rented a hotel over the weekend. Uh, you know, I make it real easy. I make it real easy, one, for people to be better than me. And I make it real easy. Like, if people want to play this, like, oh, come see me in person. Like, I'm offering to pay $500 for these people to come down. Like, and they say there's no video proof of me leaving. And that's bullshit. I go live when I walk my dog sometimes. Um, Then they're talking about something at the American Legion where I met recording agents from Boston. I seriously don't know what the fuck they're talking about there. And I state that. And shortly after, they sent the messages of like they want to see my family blow up and our body parts scatter, splatter, whatever. And here's a video of me like at the Holiday Inn. Um, yeah, now they're unavailable on Messenger. But, just because they blocked me doesn't mean I still don't have this whole fucking conversation. I read through this whole fucking conversation, and I did this on live. just to kind of prove to myself because I was pretty sure that I didn't get into like the bullshit about wishing death on people or threatening people. Yeah, I called him scum. I called him scum. I offered him $500 to come down and just discuss things. I didn't get into this like all pissing contest of like, yeah. So I'm glad that even under pressure, like I can have somewhat of a calm, cool mind state to where I don't get into engaging into threats and wishing death on people or even rejoicing in death. Now I bring up like this is almost like straight up karma because like shortly after they blocked me on here, wish death on a frail woman in a wheelchair, uh, say that my family has no redeeming value in society. Like my dad was almost on fucking the Challenger spaceship that blew up. So I don't know. Uh, if that were to happen, my dad would be like held as a hero. Like, uh, thank God it didn't happen because my dad was a good person to learn from. So I don't know how my life would have turned out if he would have died when I was 4 years old. But hey, it is what it is. I don't think any of their fucking family members ever did work for NASA. So, it'll fuck off. Not anyone in here, unless you're someone I was discussing on that. But, just in general, fuck off and die. Whoop, whoop.